And we are back. So, last we left off, the expedition has survived the initial combat that they opted for. The three-way skirmish between the Skaven under the direction of Grayseer Throke and the Gabos, the Sand Sneakers, under the mighty Snosket, who had a poor showing of his abilities, to say the least. And of course, the expedition, housed by those you know and love, and of course, the somewhat rescued, for now, tentatively rescued, Dieter Hellwig, commander of the Knights Panther. But at the end of the last little break here, in a spout of extreme courage, Wolfram called out, "Remember my name, Wolfram! Wolfram Gessler!" As he aimed his handgun and shot, almost like a sniper, across the battlefield towards Grayseer Thrilk, shattering one of his four horns, peppering his face with the shrapnel, making him bleed his own blood, as his spell that he was gathering for, some kind of world-ending event, unleashed as all of the raw chaos that he was absorbing was let loose in a unchecked fashion, releasing something perhaps far beyond what he was intending to begin with, literally splitting the very earth, creating a fissure that led all the way through the mountain tunnels you've been in, all the way to the surface. With Luther seeing a large, gigantic yellow eye that looked over the ensuing chaos before the magic just exploded. And due to this, the mighty Thrilk, the Grayseer, called out to his brethren, "Flee! Flee!" as he urged his partner, his rat ogre, Deathspinner, to flee the cavern. Likewise, the goblin fanatics, the night goblins, began to do the same, began to scatter, not worrying about who they're engaged with and moving. I'm assuming everyone else is going to be doing the same in short order. And we're going to keep our same initiative order that we've already rolled for, just to make this simple. So, we're into a skill challenge to escape the crumbling chasm that has essentially opened up in the area, to see how you guys are going to get out of this. To set the scene, there is daylight shining from up above as a fissure has opened up to the above ground. The Skaven are retreating into the further tunnels that you have not explored, that they had come from. The Gabos are scattering into a number of tunnels on the opposite side, the warrens that you guys have made your way through previously. First in initiative order is going to be Wolfram.
So there's a fissure above us. We see the
Yes.
Skaven retreating tunnel. I'm gonna look up and see if I can see a navigatable path.
Okay.
Like that even with Nog injured could go up.
Give me a perception test, Wolfram.
Oh,
Or survival. You can pick.
I'm gonna do perception. I got really good perception. I think I got the and that is, I think, 3 levels of success. Let me check.
3. Wow.
Like 52. So wait, that's. I think that's just. Yeah,
44. It's 44. It's 2. It's 2. It's almost 3. You said
Okay.
52, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's
I got so it's 2.
Still 2 degrees of success, Wolfram. You quickly look up, and you do see that the way the ground is beginning to split open, there in fact is a very tentative path, almost like a corkscrew pattern that is opening up, that looks like it is crumbling away as it is opening. If you were to move quickly and efficiently, you guys theoretically could get out of this situation in extreme fashion if you chose to move up in that direction.
I'm gonna grab Luther's shoulder real quick. Look up on there, a way out. And I'm gonna start running towards it, shouting.
Okay. Wolfram begins to point and move. So over the other knights just begin to follow blindly behind Wolfram. That will then bring me to Henry.
So we're a distance away from Luther and Wolfram.
With everyone beginning to scatter, and you have no opposition now. Like the Gobos just kind of like threw the weapons down and they're running. Since we're in a skill challenge, movement is going to be kind of fluid.
Okay. Well then, seeing the fissure in the ceiling like a beacon in the dark, Henry would turn and make sure like everyone is following in suit, and if there is anyone struggling or possibly not seeing what is going on, Henry would like to try to corral them and help them along getting to the top.
Are you going to do that with like inspirationally, or are you going to do that physically?
Physically.
Okay, so you would like to...
if there's, because I know like people might be injured, so if there's like a guy limping, or
yeah. Would you like to make me an athletics check?
I would.
Okay.
Damn it! Failed.
53. How bad? How bad?
It's out of 37. So
well,
2?
Yeah, that's 2
no,
degrees
1.
1 degree. 1 degree
Just
of failure. That's 1 degree of failure for you guys. You're at 2 and 1 here. As Henry, you begin to march. You begin to try to search for, trying to collect as many people as you can. Several of the individuals are in fact wounded, and they were wounded prior to the battle even.
Yes.
The knight commander himself begins to his knees begin to shake a little bit as he's moving as quickly as he can. Pretty much adrenaline is the only thing keeping this man up at this point. As he puts a hand on your shoulder, Henry, you feel a flash of something in your mind's eye. It's like lightning quick like that, and you reflexively retaliate from his touch for just a moment, and leading to a failure, unfortunately. As you kind of like stumble for a moment, he's like, "Are you daft, boy? Come!" And you gather yourself and begin to move forward. All right, that will then bring me to Nog. How are you going to contribute to this skill challenge, Nog?
Well, I don't know how well I could help carry and or move someone along in my current condition, but I think my strength would be a big asset.
Okay. So what kind of skill check would you like to make, Nog? Always just tell me that, and then I'll tell you how we'll explain this.
Well, let me see if I can do a little more to kind of how many of our adversaries have ran away?
All of them have
All
scattered
so
to the winds.
So
Terrified.
it's mostly just us trying to get up the crevasse.
It's you guys trying to flee up here. And now, depending on how many failures you have, this is a crumbling path.
Right.
Things could go south quickly if you.
And my comrades ahead of me have started. Who started?
Wolfram is begin to pretty much everyone's moving in that direction, moving upwards at this point.
Well, I guess I'm going to just have to try and make my way. Start climbing up the crevasse.
Okay.
What kind of challenge?
What skill do you want to use, Nog?
That's a good question. Let's see.
You have climb?
You pick a skill.
Wait,
yeah, actually, my climb skill's pretty good.
Okay.
I can do a climb.
Make a climb roll for me.
Let's make a good one. Let's make it count. Oh,
75.
That's over a 60, so that's not going to work.
That is 1 degree of failure.
One
You
degree
guys
of
are
failure.
at 2 degrees of failure now for the challenge.
Slippery rocks, trying to keep my eye in my face.
Nog's trying to keep his eye closed as he's trying to maneuver, and he decides he sees a portion that he thinks he can climb up and help everyone else up. Unfortunately, as he does so, his weight collapses some of it, and he slides back down, not gaining any progress, sliding in back behind you as you all quickly begin to scramble upwards.
Can't do anything with that momentum I had before, huh?
No, the momentum is nil during the skill challenge. Lucien, how would you like to aid your companions?
I assume I'm going to make my way up the same path. Are there any persons or falling debris that I could dodge?
Sure. Yeah, we can go with that. Give me a dodge roll, Lucien. Don't fuck this up, Lucien. 23!
That is 3 degrees of success.
3 degrees of success for Lucien. As Lucien puts a hand on the Knight Commander's shoulder, kind of pushes him forward as you watch as a massive chunk of the wall comes loose. Not only dodging yourself, but also pushing the commander out of the way. As you touch the commander, Lucien, you feel a twinge in your mind, a flash, one might say. And we will get to that later as to what happens, but you snap out of it quickly as you have successfully aided your companions moving upwards. Luther, how are you going to help the expedition? Would you like to channel magic, Luther?
Hey, I love channel magic.
you do whatever skill you want to use. You let me know.
So we're running away, scrambling.
You're scrambling up a chasm. Yes, that is rapidly opening and falling apart at the same time.
We're not being chased, though, right?
No, you do not see any pursuers.
Okay. Do I see Snoskit?
No, you do not see Stoskit. He was one of the first to break and flee. No.
Okay. Well, I really can't channel magic to help the party. I know I have a spell that could help us. I guess I will try to use.
This isn't D&D. You know, if you wanted to use some magic to try to help, we can work something out.
Okay, well, I'll try to use some magic to help someone out.
Yeah, give me a magic roll. How about that?
Okay. A 40 out of 55.
Okay, so that's another degree of success for the expedition. As Luther, you search forward using your more arcane eye. You watch as some of the entryway above is beginning to more rapidly crumble than the rest, and it looks like your party isn't going to make it over the next few steps. Do you want to use fire or more of the darkness within, Luther?
Probably fire.
Okay. All right. So, utilizing the winds of the wind of fire that you are so attuned to, you reach your hand forward, and as you do, a gout of flame erupts beneath the crumbling piece of the pathway that's opened up. And as it does, it keeps it in place for just enough time for your party to get over the top of it before it falls behind you into the chasm, aiding the expedition briefly.
No.
which will then bring me to the top of the round. You guys only need 5 more degrees of success to complete the skill challenge here. Wolfram, you're next up.
Do we get momentum?
No, there's no
Okay.
momentum.
All right, so I want to make sure I set you guys up with a good thing. We got a couple things I could do here. I would like to take another peek to see, make sure there's no obstacles or anything in the way, that the path is clear, and do another.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I got something else if you want me to do something else.
I would like you guys to not do the same roll
something
each
else.
time.
All right. Is there anybody who looks like they're fear of heights, or they're like, I don't know if I can make it, or something like that? Is there anything like someone I need to?
There could be. What are you trying to do, Wolfram?
I don't know if I happen to see anybody who looks like they just can't. They're too scared to keep going there. I'm gonna go over there and put my hand on the shoulder and say, "It's all right. It's okay. Look, we fought long and hard, but if you raise your gaze to the heavens, you can see that Sigmar's beautiful holy sky is above us. Just a few more steps. Raise your hands with me. Climb, and you too will be free."
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to either a charm or a haggle. So
go ahead and give me a charm roll, Wolfram.
All right, I better roll good after that speech.
52. That's not bad.
But it's not good enough. That's one level of failure.
1 degree of failure.
Yeah.
Serious. Look above. It's Sigmar's glory. And as you do, a chunk of rubble hits you in the face. Oh! As you stumble backwards, your words turning to ash in your mouth as you are betrayed by your faith, unfortunately, Wolfram. Oh,
Yes.
the commander. Stop fucking around! Get up here! Oh, shit. That will then bring me to Henry.
Doesn't have to. I'd like to pass.
You cannot pass.
Oh,
Henry.
he's got an athletics rate, bro.
I will try endurance this time.
Okay, all right. We're going for a full climb. Go ahead and give me an endurance check.
I don't have much that's not combat related. Son of a bitch! That's
You got
2
any-
failures.
You got any fortune points, Henry?
I have 1.
Might want to reroll that. You guys are getting eerily close to also failing the challenge as well.
Saving this for whatever. I'm gonna reroll.
Maybe for now.
I was trying to save it in case I crit. I only have 1. I failed.
Oh!
It's like 2
Are
more.
we all gonna die, Barry?
How many degrees of failure is that?
Degrees of failure on that one? Significant.
How
4.
many we talk? 4 degrees. Okay. All right. Let me make a note of that. Okay. Got it. As Henry goes for an endurance, he's trying to just power through, and the battle is taking the previous battle you were in is taking a toll on Henry. He's beginning to, and he's beginning to cramp up. And as you cramp up, you feel just this weight of the captain's sword on your shoulder, just weighing you down. You're just like, oh shit. And you try to push through, but you're getting weaker. And that's it for Henry. Nog,
Yeah.
how are you going to save the day, Nog?
I'll also make an endurance check.
You
Can
haven't
I?
made one. You haven't made one yet.
I
so
haven't
sure.
made an endurance check because the only other thing I've got is climb, and
That's
you're not
fine.
gonna let me do that again. So
No.
we have to try harder with something else. That's 64 over 60.
It's eerily close. But
I know.
unfortunately, not enough, Nog. It's close. And unfortunately, Nog does not have any fortune points.
Lucian, you gotta save us, bro.
I have a resolve and a resilience.
Nope. That's not
Nope.
going to help. That's not going to help. Unfortunately, Nog, that is yet another failure.
God damn
As
it, we're not
Nog
getting out of here alive.
likewise is trying to
Just push through.
He's beginning.
I'm
Everyone's
bleeding
beginning
out.
to slow down as this is happening.
Oh my god.
Lucien, it is your turn. You guys still need 5 more degrees of success to get out of this tunnel. You're getting close to your fail point as well. So, what would you like to do, Lucien?
Would you allow me to make an athletics test to
Yeah, you haven't made one yet.
find basically find the quickest, surest way for the party to
Go
to
and
go
roll
up.
roll your athletics, Lucien.
I will spend a resilience point to make it a 1, if you'll allow.
Sure. How many degrees of success would it be?
That would be a 1 out of 52. That would be 5 degrees.
5. Lucien expends a resilience point to save you all. As in a moment of inspiration, Lucien yet again. What he just keeps happening. Lucien, you see everybody's losing momentum quick, Lucien, as you look back and you watch as everybody's beginning to and you see everything crumbling away, and you are so close to the top. And a feat of inspiration, you leap, grab a ledge, and as you do, it just so happens with a critical success. My God, there's a rope ladder near here.
I was born in the darkness.
You grab a hold of it and you throw it down to your companions as you begin to rise. You begin to rise. Everyone else is, praise Sigmar! Praise his name! As they begin to climb. Nog, not so much climbing, more of like he uses it as kind of just leverage to help him climb.
I'm doing that
himself.
thing where you like put your back up against the wall.
Yes,
and push
exactly.
with your legs, because
But surely, in a very quick fashion, one after the other, Lucien, then Wolfram, Henry, the Knight Commander, Luther, most of the knights, and finally, Nog, cascade over the edge of this massive chasm that is opened up. Right before vast chunks of it fall away, and the very ground that you guys were able to move upwards crumbles away, leaving just a massive hole, a vacuous tunnel down into the depths. So far down you cannot see. It is beyond normal sight, even in broad daylight as you are now. But you have survived. You have removed yourselves from the Sand Sneakers tunnels and the depths of the Atlan Mountains. Alive. Somewhat hurt, but alive. As everyone gathers themselves, you realize you have a bit of a journey ahead of you. Fortunately, for all of you, you see what can only be described as a small caravan approaching in the direction of Lashik. As you look forward, you hear the thundering hooves of horses pulling several wagons that are being pulled. A figure stands up. You recognize his visage anywhere, Henry. Sir Otto Stemler, come out to check on his noble ward to see how it is happening. Henry, Commander, as he reaches forward, jumping from the wagon, as he runs towards you, embracing you, Henry. My boy, I thought I'd never see you again. The commander puts a hand on his shoulder. He did good, Otto. He did good. And within short order, camp is made. The next couple days, supplies have been brought with them. You were all fed and sheltered. A small contingent of mercenaries hired as guards to protect the caravan. That's all that's left. Otto is beyond, he's beaming with pride. I knew you could do it, Henry. I knew you could do it.
It wasn't pretty. Otto, but we got it done.
The Knight Commander steps up to you, Henry.
Oh,
I think that he has earned this, Otto. He looks down at you. He reaches out a hand. I would like my blade.
yes, of course.
You very tentatively hand him his magical sword. As he takes it in his hands, he unsheaths it. Kneel, son.
Drop down.
Henry takes a knee, and he taps the sword on each shoulder. Though you have yet to slay a cat, you are a Knight's Panther. And you have been deemed with knighthood, Henry. As the
We
commander...
let you on the council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
as the Knight Commander sheathes his blade. To the Sheik, then. I bet the rest of them will be excited to see me. The next few days are spent traveling in good spirits as a bit of camaraderie is formed between you and the few remaining survivors that you'd set out to find. The fact that you found them at all, a feat that will be talked about within the confines of the Knight's Panther for a long while. However, there is a bit of a sour note to this camaraderie for both Henry and Lucien in particular. As over the next few days, as you lie asleep, you each see something in your sleeping hours. Henry, upon the second night, you've been restlessly sleeping at this point. You see what can only be described as a vision. You see orcs, green skin, blue streaks across their face. You see them in a haze, almost like a mirage. You see them bearing down on the Knight's Panther, in full gear atop their war horses. You see the commander shouting directions back and forth. You see them hit with a mighty charge as the orcs are riding these gargantuan boars, the ones you were described of before. However, seeing them in this vision, they are much larger than you ever could have pictured, more vicious and bloodthirsty. You watch as most of the knights fall in an instant. You watch as the commander is crashed to the ground, as he is trampled beneath the hooves of these boars. And as he gets up, blood dripping from his face, his armor bent and broken, he pulls some of the pieces off, and he begins to call out, "This is not how it ends. This is not how it ends." And the vision begins to somewhat fade for you, Henry. Lucien has a somewhat different take on this. As Lucien, while you do not know that you may be sharing a similar vision with Henry, you see similar events take place. However, Lucien, it's almost as if you're getting glimpses of something. And you see though you do not see the orcs or the boars, you see a broken visage of the captain, of the Knight Commander, bloodied, with his armor rend, as he calls out and says, "I will not end like this. Anything that will give me aid, give it now." And you watch as his eyes darken, and return. And as they do, you watch black fletched arrows shower the nearby battlefield and the cries of the sand sneakers. And then the vision fades. What these portents might mean, you'll have to discuss at some point. Unfortunately, due to the company that you are keeping, you do in fact make it back to Lashik, unharmed, healthy, except for possibly Nog with his broken ribs and his mangled eye. The rest of you, though,
really needs a hospital.
in really good shape. As you venture forward towards towards the walls of Lashik, somewhat of a different tone for Henry and Lucien, as they have been suffering from these strange visions. As you approach Yes, Wolfram.
Perhaps on the road, I might have gotten some kind of cloak or more traditional wear to cover my head.
I will say
armor.
that is.
Mhm.
I was going to ask Wolfram, are you going to remove said armor, or are you going to leave it on?
Yes.
I feel like Luther would have seen me and knows that I'm not the smartest and might have counseled me to consider it. And I trust his judgment in all matters. So if he says that, I would have attempted. But I'm also a wanted man by a certain group of people in the sheep. So I might want to hide myself. I might have a beard now. Who knows? Maybe look a little different. But the armor, I definitely would like to.
Taking the armor off, Wolfram, you suffer injury removing it, as it is in fact hooked and barbed. It leaves scars due to the fact that you are doing this not in a dangerous situation. There will not have to be any rolls made. Just know that your body has been scarred, and for some reason, the wounds burn even long after they've begun to heal already. You're not sure what that means for you, but it is a strange feeling, to say the least.
Okay. Sounds horrible.
Yes, it does. The rest of you, as you are making your way towards the walls of the Sheik, you take in the sights and sounds of the city, the calls of drunken sailors and prostitutes and the downtrodden from within. The guard slowly moving across the city walls, looking down at the decently sized caravan that you all have formed at this point, returning back. And as you take in the city, you realize how close you were to meeting your final end, as it was on a razor's edge, reflecting on all of this. And as you begin to pass into the city gates, that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of The Expedition of the Damned.
Boy.
One might say that some of you are gifted of visions of the past. Okay. Well, let's do favorite moments of the night, gentlemen. Let's do favorite moments of the night. Let's start with, Wolfram.
That's kind of easy. That was shooting my favorite character in the entire Warhammer world, which was a Gray Seer. And I think I saved the day. Yeah, I don't know what happened. We don't know what happened. We might have turned them back and they're only crushing us. But I'm gonna go to sleep thinking I saved the day today. So that's my favorite moment there. Yep.
Yeah. That was definitely a pivotal moment in the fight. I was quite scared that it was going so very, very badly. But to each his own. How about Henry? Favorite moments of the night, Henry?
Mine would be the amount of resilience points that we had to spend.
Hey.
I believe three of us spent one.
Yeah.
So we But hey, we got the job done. That's what matters.
Got the
in
job
end.
done. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, gentlemen.
Yep,
you gotta
gotta do
do what you gotta do. Luther, favorite moments of the night?
I think I enjoyed all of the spell casting that the Grace Seer got to do. I vaporized some people and
Some
did
more lightning.
powerful spells.
Classic.
We got to see some mysterious yellow eye.
You did.
Perhaps Zinchi in the nature.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. You don't know. No one knows. But I'm not gonna lie. I feel a little let down. I'm gonna tell you why. We've had 2-3 weeks of a certain someone talking about a certain sword.
Oh no!
Its number of abilities. I gotta say, I'm disappointed. I heard a lot of talk of igniting things on fire, of devastating ratmen and goblins, but
Didn't get a chance.
you blew it. And
You blew it.
I was working on it. Wolfram decided to end combat a little early.
You did.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's really on me. I'm so sorry, Brock, guys. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say that, But it was a great set, right?
Okay, good. How about Lucien? Favorite moments of the night, Lucien?
I quite enjoyed just getting to see the culminating battle, the flavor of the Skaven elite, the goblin fanatics that I hadn't really seen, the much talked of giant cave squig eating several rat men in a single gulp, the blade spinner. It was just it was quite a scene. I really enjoyed it.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Lucien. Thank you. I appreciate that. How about, last but not least, Nog? Favorite moments of the night, Nog?
Not dying. Not dying was pretty high on my list of favorite fucking things.
I'll say it came close, my man.
No,
it was
I meant
close.
for the crew, all of us.
I thought it was over.
Yeah.
I thought too.
I was already writing my obituary. But that is how the game is played, and also I felt like that's what my character would do. So, but no,
I mean, that's
actual favorite parts. Other than art imitating life, and my dude potentially being super maimed. We got Henry got knighted. It's no small feat.
Good.
Wolfram did save the day. I will validate that feeling, because were it not for that 16 wound kick-ass shotgun blast, things probably would have went very much more poorly. And then let's not undersell at all Lucien's inspiring feat of athleticism that saved literally all of us from being
That also saved the
rocks.
day. That's the thing.
Yeah. It was a 2 out of 5 day saving adventure. Yeah.
I mean, we can just get rid of Luther.
Because Nog was not saving. Nog was not saving shit. Nog did not save shit.
Damn it.
Henry gave away his sword.
You did. I won't. You did.
Luther could see all the fancy magic.
Nog did do significant morale damage to the gobos.
That's true. I did.
Was that good or bad? I don't know.
Goblins are kind of Nog's specialty.
Yeah.
He eats them. He kills them. He wears their hats. It's
exactly.
It is what it is.
If I had a favorite moment, it was well, first off, went rather unexpectedly. I was not expecting the spell to be thwarted so casually. But that's the way this goes sometimes. I also did not expect the advent of the skill challenge. I was not ready for it, but we had a little break. I convened, got it taken care of. We got out of there, no problem, guys. I definitely wanted all of you to experience the past images. That was something I wanted you guys to have, possibly because it was also one of the viewer decisions. Speaking of which, before we sign off, we do have a viewer decision for next week. So all of you that are watching, if you've made it this far, this is a more open-ended one. Open-ended in the fact that it has much more choice than some of our previous. I would like to know which one of our companions is going to have a fated encounter. And yes, that wording is slightly dubious for good reason. So you can choose Wolfram, Henry, Luther, Lucian, or Nog. And whoever gets voted the most will have a fated encounter in the next session. As far as the expedition is concerned, you guys have completed a short-term goal. You can take an extended rest now, if you would like, or you can attempt to undergo one of the other tasks that were handed to you before you guys ventured outwards. Do note that I say you probably only have maybe one more you can complete in a short time. So be thinking about that for next sesh. Convene amongst yourselves, whichever one you guys want to tackle. If you don't want to tackle one at all because Nog's super fucked up, that's up to you.
Yeah. Eyes and ribs.
So somebody might need to get him to a surgeon. But we'll see how this all goes. We'll see how it goes. So regardless though, thank you guys very much for watching. Do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Comment down below. Vote in the viewer decision. We'd love to hear from you. I enjoy reading the comments. I know the guys enjoy them as well. And we are definitely looking forward towards next week. Next weekish. We'll see how it goes. So it might be a couple weeks, honestly. Sorry. I have a new baby. I apologize. Regardless, though, thank you guys very much for watching. Do make sure to check out Dan Decker. And down in the comments are down in the description below. I have links to all of his social media experiences if you want to be a part of that. And, of course, we will see you guys in the next episode. Have a good day.